Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special episode of Brian H. Waters Thoughts, sponsored by the Wrestling Realm. Now, what is it this week? It's WrestleMania week, ladies and gentlemen. For any wrestling fan out there, this is our holiday. You know, if you've been like me, you've been criticized, you've been ostracized, you've been demonized for your love for the sport, for your passion for the sport. But you know, I laugh at those people. You know, I could go shooting from the hip. You know what? It's my show. I think I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna shoot from the hip a little bit. You know, let me go back. You know, when I was in elementary school, they used to look at me and they used to laugh, say, "Why do you like that stuff? It's so fake, Brian." And then for those who know me, they heard this story before. But if you haven't, allow me to introduce you to me. I'm Brian H. Waters. I am a host of the Wrestling Realm. I'm the social media manager for Fox Sports 1340. I'm also a social media manager for WSU Wrestling. Yes, I do work in this business. Do I do a lot? Yes. Do I put a lot of time in this business? Yes. Do I publicize everything that I know about this business? Heck no. I've been constantly criticized for my love for professional wrestling. I've been constantly told, you need to give it up. It's something you'll never do. And then, you know what? A lot of those same people are the same ones on the internet kissing my behind, the same ones on the internet that in Facebook groups saying, "Man, that's pretty cool that you're doing that thing." Or I see you with your little wrestling stuff. The same ones that said, "Oh man, you could never make it. You could never do anything as far as this business is concerned." And that's the reason why myself and the real Dwayne Allen created this platform called the Wrestling Realm. So yes, it is WrestleMania week, ladies and gentlemen. This is our time. So if you're a wrestling fan or you're not, I want you to sit back and enjoy this week to the fullest. You know, the NFL has a Super Bowl. So around Super Bowl week, all you hear is a bunch of wrestling talk. Well, this is WrestleMania week, folks. So you're going to be getting fresh content from me each and every day. And I'm going to be repurposing content all throughout the wrestling realm. So right now, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you my top five favorite WrestleManias, and I'm going to give you one match from each that really helped this make my top five. Now, let me let you know, this is my opinion. Some of these WrestleManias and I look at my list without telling you, some of these matches they aren't looked at as the best match on the card, but for me, it was my favorite match. And I'm going to give you the reason why these were my favorite matches. So, I want you to pull out your phones, and I want you to tweet me at Brian H. Waters, and I want you to CC, copy the Wrestling Realm. And I want you at Wrestling Realm, and I want you to let me know what you think as you're listening. If you're in the car, pull over to the side and tweet me or save it when you get to your destination. Let me know, why is this your favorite? Or what do you think about my favorite? If you want to criticize me, do it. Let's have fun wrestling debate. Let's keep the conversation going. And for those who wonder, yes, I will be in Orlando, Florida. So, I'm going to start with WrestleMania 19 live, Safeco Field, Seattle, Washington, 2003. The main event was Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. But that was not my favorite match. My favorite match was simply Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon. Now, you might be wondering why that match when you had probably five main event worthy matches. Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho, Booker T versus Triple H, Austin versus Rock 3, and Angle versus Lesnar. But why was Vince McMahon versus Hogan my favorite? Well, it's quite simple. Hulk Hogan, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, going against Vince McMahon, finally getting the opportunity to go face to face with the boss. And in Vince McMahon's side, he was finally getting a chance to get his hands on Hogan, the man who had testified against him in the infamous steroid trial of the 90s. So, just the history and everything that went with this match made this one my favorite match of the card. And you know what? They delivered. It was very entertaining. And one thing they did, they used color. And this is a match that you needed some color because it was personal. And boy, was I sold at the time. I was 16 years old. I was sold on it. I loved it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's move on. as we go into my fourth favorite WrestleMania. It was just 1 year earlier. It was WrestleMania 18 live at the Sky Dome in Toronto, Canada. And if you know me, you should already know what match I'm going to say was my favorite. Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. This match should have been the main event. It was the main event. It was the match that we all talk about when we think about 18. It's the match on a DVD cover. I have this match on DVD. I have it in the collection of WrestleMania 20, that DVD set, and I have it on the WWE Network, which you can get for $9.99 a month. So it was the match that I remember sitting there with my mom and dad watching this, and it was just, to me, that was everything WrestleMania is to me. To be able to sit there and watch it with my parents as I was growing up at the time, 15 years old, and just being able to see, enjoy. It was two generations. Although my mom was rooting for The Rock and I was rooting for Hogan, it was just, my mother watched Hogan while he was in his prime, and then I would start to watch Hogan. But I was obviously grew up as a huge fan of The Rock, so this is my fourth favorite WrestleMania, and like I said, it was just amazing. So now let's move on to my third favorite WrestleMania. This is WrestleMania 31. Now, oh yeah, live at Levi Stadium in was we're going to call it San Francisco. I believe it was Santa Clara, California. Forgive me, but it was billed as San Francisco. It had the San Francisco 49ers theme, not the San Francisco Giants, not the Golden State Warriors, but the San Francisco 49ers theme, simply because they play in the 49ers stadium. But this was a WrestleMania that I had the lowest expectations for. I said, I'm not interested because, quite frankly, I was mad that I was not getting the main event that I wanted, which was I wanted to see Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. No matter how many people told me that Brock Lesnar was going to destroy him and throw him away, I didn't care. I wanted to see the match. But this WrestleMania is my third favorite WrestleMania. I will arguably say the best WrestleMania in history that I've seen. And my favorite match that night, Sting versus Triple H. Simply WWE versus WCW, but more importantly, two different generations, the Monday Night Wars. And the reason why this was my favorite match, because during this match, while they were battling, we saw something we always wanted to see, and it was DX versus the NWO. And I remember picking up the phone, calling my god brother, and I said, dude, I know you don't watch wrestling no more, but let me tell you, we finally saw DX versus the NWO. It was something we dreamed of as 9 and 12 year olds, and we just sat there. Something we wanted to see, and we finally got it at the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania. So, WrestleMania 31, my favorite match, Sting versus Triple H. Was I a fan of Triple H winning? Not at all. But looking back at it, yes, it is one of my favorite WrestleManias. But it's the one, if you told me I had to watch, I was only allowed to watch one WrestleMania from that card, that would be the first match I would go to. Moving on. WrestleMania 28, live April 1st, 2012, Miami, Florida. At the time, Sun Life Stadium, which I believe is now the Hard Rock Stadium. Correct me if I'm wrong, good folks in Miami. But this was my second favorite WrestleMania. I didn't think it would be beat until maybe this year, because this was the first WrestleMania I attended, and so far the only one until this Sunday. But this WrestleMania, we saw the once in a lifetime match between John Cena and The Rock. Now, let me tell you, this is my favorite WrestleMania match in history. Being there in Miami that night, as the crowd, you could feel the electricity. Yes, it was hot, but if you were there, you just felt it, ladies and gentlemen. It felt so good to be there. And as The Rock pinned John Cena, the whole Sun Life Stadium shook, and it was a night that I'll never forget. Where I had goosebumps, and I tell you, this was a night where it said, you know what? If I had my way, I would go to every WrestleMania. It was this moment that said WrestleMania is not meant to be seen on television, and simply it was after that WrestleMania I saw a difference where some people didn't enjoy it as much, and I just couldn't understand being there. Everybody you talking to people, they loved it. So this was my second favorite WrestleMania, my all-time favorite match. Now, in conclusion, my favorite WrestleMania. And if you know me, you should know what I'm going to say. But if you don't, allow me to reveal you to you right now. Live in New Orleans, Louisiana, WrestleMania 30, coming to you from the Superdome. Now, this is the WrestleMania where I got to see three legends open the show: Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it got no better than that. But just to open the show. And I remember watching this with a group of my closest friends, for us to all be together during this WrestleMania. Man, was it an amazing night. And to conclude this night, for the first time, I think, in my wrestling fanhood, I shed a tear. Oh, I shed a tear as Daniel Bryan in my favorite match defeated Batista and Randy Orton to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And I tell you this, it was nothing more amazing to end it. Being at the same place where I saw him win the WWE title only to get Money in the Bank cashed in on him, and to be so upset, and just saying it just didn't make sense, and everybody in their mother was trying to tell me, oh, it's the bigger picture. I was not trying to hear that. Daniel Bryan had just beat John Cena clean, but to be in the same place I was, be around the same people, and for it to come full circle, and Daniel Bryan would leave as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, there was nothing better than WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude this segment. I invite each and every one of you to join me by tweeting your WrestleMania moments. Make sure you are subscribed to the Wrestling Realm. Make sure you are following me at Brian H. Waters. And guess what, fans? Let me see. I'm going to get a chance to meet you. Um, if you are in Orlando, Florida, this Friday night, March 31st, 2017, will join me and my crew from Fox Sports Radio 96.9/1340 AM. Make sure you join us at Twin Peaks. Tweet me and I'll give you details. We'll be broadcasting live. There will be some uh, Wrestling Realm exclusive interviews, and we have some special guests coming through. I'm not going to tell you who, but make sure you join me. Until the next time, make sure you stay tuned for all post-Raw, SmackDown coverage, and so much wrestling content will come to you. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. But until the next time, I'm Brian H. Waters. So long, everybody.